talk about Manhatta,
Manhatta, the New York movie.
the New York movie. Yeah,
Yeah, pizza bagels and hot dogs.
pizza bagels,
Yeah, exactly. We love those
ba-
here.
bagel bites, classic New York treat.
Totino's pizza rolls. Um, hey, I'll have a Totino or two.
Okay, yeah. So Manhatta, it is a city symphony movie. Uh,
Mm.
you would
Which
call it.
was a thing at this, or it's the beginning of a thing when this came out.
Indeed. Um, it is a about 10-ish minute long film of scenes from Manhattan, mostly fairly static shots, with poetry about Manhattan from, I believe, a poem called Manhatta, written by Walt Whitman.
Mm.
It kind of reminded me of like certain earlier films that like used poetry as their intertitles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Though this one's a little less like literal, I guess. Like
yeah,
it's making all this kind of beautiful imagery out of uh 1920s Manhattan.
yeah. So the version of it that I watched had the little sort of like text intro, kind of like explaining what the movie was. And it described it as being avant-garde, which I guess it was at the time, but I don't know. It reminded me a lot of like early actuality movies
Mm-hmm.
from like the 1890s. And in that sense, I don't it didn't strike me as particularly avant-garde, I guess. I was sort of like, "Oh, it's one of these again."
It's maybe like a relatively artful travelogue, a
Yeah.
relatively artful. I mean, because I think the thing that's notable about Manhattan is its like beautiful compositions.
Mhm. Yeah.
The people that made it were a painter and a photographer, so they kind of had their eye on composition
Yeah.
more than anything else, and just it's a love letter to the city. The city is a character itself, you know.
One of my least favorite things to say about anything.
I hate that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a it is a movie that shows a lot of like reverence for Manhattan as a place, and it lays a lot of kind of loving text on Manhattan and Metropolis
Mm.
as a metropolis as a place in the way that one might talk about like the beauty of nature, but it's the
Yeah.
beauty of the hustle and bustle.
Yeah. And yeah, it hits all the or hits a lot of the highlights, I guess, like rooftops, trains,
Mhm.
Brooklyn Bridge, New York. Um,
Notably, New York City used to have a ziggurat, which I wish that it still did.
yeah, New York City used to have a lot of stuff. And yeah, it's cool to see just like old footage of New York City because
Yeah,
it's different. It's cool just to see New York City at a different time. Yeah, like you said, like artfully composed, mostly like still shots. There's not really any camera movement, I don't think.
hmm
Yeah, it's nice. I wasn't like that impressed by it, I guess. I don't know. I was like, oh, neat.
I guess I wasn't, I don't know if I'm like blown away or whatever, but like I thought it was very pleasing to look at.
Yeah, it is.
And it brought me into a certain era
Mm-hmm.
very very well.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing more City Symphony films. One of the most famous City Symphony films that is going to be coming up is Berlin Symphony of a City, Symphony of
Mm-hmm.
a Great City, something like that,
Yeah.
which shares a director with another short that we watched called Opus 1 and Opus 2.